What's going on, Nerd Army guys? Welcome to the newest episode of Exploring Comics. Tonight we will be focusing on the history and origin of Ororo Munroe, also known as Storm. So guys, strap in, let's get right into this amazing heroine. Storm first appeared in Giant Size X-Men #1 as a member of the second run of the X-Men comics. These people were recruited by Professor X to become X-Men and help save the other team who was actually in grave danger. She was found by him living in Kenya, where she was thought of as a high priestess because of her ability to control the weather. She was called Aurora, the great goddess of the storm. Local tribes would travel and visit her and bribe her with all different offerings to save their farms and save their crops by bringing the great storm. She would use her abilities to call in a great storm and also use the air around her to lift her into the air. When she was fully enwrapped in her powers, her eyes glaze over solid white. When she landed, she actually had Charles Xavier waiting for her. He knew that she had so much because she was sought after and thought of as a goddess. But Charles eventually was able to convince her that coming with him and joining his team would allow her to do some real good and save the world using her abilities. She eventually did come with him, and she took on the codename Storm. In Uncanny X-Men #102, her story and origin was revamped. In this issue, the X-Men are fighting against the Juggernaut, and Storm gets so scared at one point that she actually starts having flashbacks of when she was a child and her childhood. It had been discovered that Storm was born in Brooklyn to her African priestess mother and her journalist father. But when she was 6 months old, her family decided to pack up and move to Egypt. Then we flash to around 5 years later, where Storm is a 5-year-old girl living in Cairo when it's under attack by the French and British. Storm's father gathers her mother and her and runs to the American embassy. He says, "We will be safe there. Let's get to the American embassy." But just then, as they were about to leave the house, a plane crashes out of the sky and crashes into her house, killing both of her parents. So now she was alone, and it was up to her to survive all alone on the streets. She eventually met people on the streets, and one of them taught her how to steal. Eventually, she would grow up, and she would get this feeling deep down inside her. Now, she could not explain it, she didn't know what it was, but she just knew she had to walk, and she started walking. And she walked 2,000 miles to the Serengeti Plains. She would arrive here, and she knew in her heart that she had made it home. She would be taken in by an old witch woman, Annette. She was only a human, but she could definitely teach Storm how to control her powers and how to respect nature above all else. One day, she would actually use her powers to save T'Challa, the prince of Wakanda. Storm and T'Challa would spend a heck of a lot of time together, but the relationship could never go past a certain point. Because of his involvement and his role as Black Panther, that's as far as their relationship could ever go. It could never truly progress. Storm would go her own way, become a member of the X-Men, and eventually the leader of the X-Men for some time. Now, T'Challa and Storm would eventually get married, but their marriage would be annulled after the events of Avengers vs. X-Men. Avengers vs. X-Men essentially went like this. The Phoenix Force was looking for Hope Summer's body to land into. Could not find Hope Summer, so it split into 5 different sections. One went to Colossus, his sister Magic, Cyclops, Emma Frost, and Namor the Submariner. Namor would use the power that he had gained in a fight against Black Panther, and he used his power to drown the country of Wakanda, killing everyone. Namor is essentially one of the X-Men, and during this conflict, she sided with the X-Men. So in T'Challa's eyes, she betrayed him. That's why the marriage was annulled, and making her an enemy of Wakanda. But guys, Storm has had some great stories and great adventures with the X-Men and without the X-Men. There are a lot of great issues you can check out about this character. The Uncanny X-Men run throughout the 80s and 90s was really cool, and she was involved in a lot of it. So guys, let me know what you guys thought about the history and origin of Storm. Let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think about her story and what you think about the video. And if there's any other characters you'd like to see me do a history of video for, put it down in the comments down below. Like always, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on this video and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all the videos I put out every single week, guys. I'm Andrew. You have been watching Nerds Merized, and I will see you guys next time. All right, peace out.